Angel says, "Dear child, the third party just visited a doctor. And this visit wasn't random, not casual, not harmless. It was shocking, disturbing, and deeply serious, because this was not a routine checkup. She went there to abort the child in her womb. Yes, dear child, she went through with it. She aborted the child. But why did she do this? And whose child was it? Because here is what's truly disturbing. If this child had been born, if this child had come into this world, it would have ended someone's 19-year-long marriage. So, whose marriage would this child have destroyed? Why and how? Stay with me, everything will be revealed. Now let's begin. Dear child, yes, it is true. The third party visited a doctor today. And this was not just any doctor, dear child. This was a doctor she has known for a long time. A doctor she has visited countless times before. A doctor whose advice she trusts deeply. A doctor she listens to without question. But today, this visit was different and unexpected, because this time, dear child, it was not a random checkup. And it was not for casual advice either. This time, it was for something shocking and deeply disturbing, because the reason for this visit was to abort a child. A child growing in her womb. Yes, dear child, the third party was pregnant. But she is not anymore, because she chose to abort that child. Yes, she went through with it, without shame, without regret, without hesitation. And there was nothing on her face. No fear, no guilt, no pause. She did it like nothing happened. Like it was normal, like it was harmless. But, dear child, nothing about this was normal. And nothing about this was harmless. Because this was not just a pregnancy, and this was not just a decision. This child carried a truth, and that truth could have destroyed lives. So, why did she do this? And whose child was it? That's what I'm revealing next. But the truth cannot stay hidden forever. And if you are ready, dear child, if you are strong enough to hear the full truth, give me your next 7 minutes, because everything you need to know is about to be revealed. Now let us begin. Like this video and type, "I'm ready," if you're ready for the upcoming truth. Angel says, "Dear child, before I tell you whose child it was, I need you to understand why she did this. Because if you are thinking it was about responsibility, then listen carefully. If you believe it was because she wasn't ready, emotionally, financially, or physically, then you are wrong, dear child. Because none of these reasons pushed her to make this decision. Not fear of motherhood, not lack of money, not weakness of the body. So remove those thoughts from your mind Because the real reason is far more disturbing and far more shocking, and this is where the truth begins. Because if this child had been born, and if this child had entered this world, it would not have arrived quietly. It would have arrived like a storm. And that storm, dear child, would have destroyed everything in its path. Because that storm would have ended someone's 19-year-long marriage. Yes, dear child, that is what was truly at stake. A marriage built over 19 years, a life shared, a bond protected by secrets. And the third party knew this. She knew exactly what would happen if this child took its first breath. She knew whose life would collapse. She knew whose truth would be exposed. And because she knew, she made a choice. But listen to me closely, dear child. This was not only about fear, and this was not only about consequences. It was also about her, because she is not innocent in this story. And she cannot escape accountability. She is to be blamed. She is to be held responsible. And you will understand why I say this when you finally know whose child it was. Because this pregnancy was not accidental, and this silence was not coincidence. It was calculated, it was hidden, and it was erased for a reason. So, whose child was it? Whose marriage would this child have destroyed? And why was this truth so dangerous? That is what I am revealing next. And if you are ready to hear the final truth, give me your final 3 minutes. Now, let us begin. Like this video and type, begin, if you're ready for the final truth. Angel says, Dear child, the marriage this child would have ended was not of a stranger, not of someone random, not of someone distant, but of the third party's own sister. Yes, dear child, you heard that right. Because the child she was carrying in her womb was the child of her sister's husband. I know how shocking this feels. I know your heart just paused for a moment. But what is even more disturbing, dear child, is what I am about to tell you next. Her sister still does not know. Yes, she is still unaware, still trusting, still smiling. Which means the third party is still free, still untouched by consequences, still betraying her own sister, behind her back, in silence, while smiling at her face, and this betrayal is not over yet. Because if nothing changes, she will continue this deception. She will continue crossing lines. She will continue breaking bonds. And this cannot go on anymore, dear child. This needs to stop. This needs to be exposed. Not only because she betrayed her sister, but because the time has come for her to pay for every wrong she has done. To her sister, and to you. Yes, dear child, to you as well. Because she played a role in turning the person you loved the most against you. She interfered, she manipulated, and she distorted the truth. And divine justice has been watching silently. Now the silence is ending, because this is not coincidence. This is not delay. This is divine timing. The truth must come out, the masks must fall, and what was hidden must be revealed. And to make sure this exposure happens, I am calling you today, not to fight, not to confront, but to pray. So come, dear child, join me in this upcoming prayer, a prayer for truth, a prayer for exposure, a prayer for justice. Come and let us begin. Like this video and type prayer before joining me in the upcoming justice prayer. Today's justice prayer, repeat after me. Lord of truth, who sees concealed sin, nothing is hidden beneath your skin. What was done in silence, wrapped in night, I place before you, bring it to light. You saw the door, the clinic, the lie, the life undone as moments passed by. No tear of regret, no trembling face, yet every act stood in your gaze. They thought destruction could stay unseen, that blood and betrayal could stay between. But you knew the storm that child would raise, a marriage shaken, a home erased, a sister betrayed with a smiling face, a sacred bond turned into disgrace. Behind her back, vows torn apart, Lord. You witnessed every darkened heart. I release my pain, my loss, my name. They turned love against me, played their game. But you are the judge, the fire, the scale. No evil escapes when you unveil. So rise, O God, in perfect time, expose the truth, redraw the line. Let justice speak, let falsehood fall. I trust you fully, you saw it all. Amen. Like this video and type 555 to claim this justice prayer.